Hello guys, and welcome to a new weekly market overview. This is Pierre here at PAFX. I hope you all had a great trading week. I did anyway. It was a great week, and those of you who used to watch my overviews and possibly follow some of the ideas should make a lot of pips, I hope. So yeah, it is time again for a new weekly overview and to get ready to this trading week. Before we start, I just need to clear some synced ups, guys, and I'm getting I'm getting lots of questions about my course and mentoring program, and it happens many times that people that just started to want to start trading ask me about my course. I want to clear one thing out. This course will not teach you the basics, and it's gonna be waste of your time and your money. I want also to tell you that do not ever pay for anyone or any course to learn the basics. There is loads of free stuff out there that give you the basic stuff to start with. My recommendation is for you who've just started trading, go to babypips.com and do the school over there. They do have a very good trading school for beginners that will teach you all you need as a beginner, and try to do some demo trading about 3 to 6 months maybe, and then you can start looking for mentoring program or course or whatever you feel that you need, because you're gonna see that there is a lots of information out there and you're gonna get overwhelmed, and you need someone to show you the way without being lost in all the information and the indicator out there. So after that, you probably need a mentoring program or a course, or at any good trader that you like and you follow. So yeah, I just want to make that clear for those of you who been interested in my course and mentoring program, and those of you who can the basics and want to join. The door is open now, so just get in touch with me. The best way is over Facebook. You see my page in the bottom of the screen, and just search for pa.forex and hit the like button over there and send me a message. The next course will start in September, but you can already now join my trading room or a student chat room, so you can do something with that time until we start the next batch. And in the trading room, I do publish a lots of ideas and daily market overviews and update about 2 to 3 times a day. After the 4-hour candle close, I do publish new updates every day. Yeah, so I just wanted to inform you about that, guys, and we will get started now. And as usual, we start with the disclaimer, and I want you to carefully read that, please, and to get all you have to know about the risk involved in trading. And I want to you to know that anything I say in this video is only my opinion about the market and the way I trade it. It's not a signal in any way. Yeah, so please read that carefully and do your own due diligence. And let's get started. And as usual, we will start with the Dixie. Let me just fix my chat so I can see what you guys typing over there. One moment please. Yeah, I see now lots of highs, and welcome everyone. I don't have the time to read everyone's name, but welcome. Glad to see so many here today, and yeah, let's get started. So guys, Dixie, last week I said that it is bearish, and it still looks very bearish, and as you see, this I was talking about this particular level that we should watch at first, and that level is now broken, and market did close at the 1.618 extension of this ABCD leg. Now if we look left, we see that next structure gonna be the 94 area, where we also have the 200% extension, Fibonacci extension of this leg, and also we have a lots of structure over there. It's a very important level that the Dixie is trading on right now, because we are heading, let's go to the weekly, we are heading to the bottom of this channel here, and that is a very, very important level for the dollar to look at. I personally think that we should, or maybe we're gonna see a bounce at this level here in the mid of next week probably. And because if this level gonna get broken, then the down move gonna be huge. As you see here, there is not much of structure until the 85 area. So at first we're talking about next week, so let's take 1 week at a time. At first, next week I think we're gonna have some reaction around the 93 area down here, and we probably gonna see a bounce from that level. Now when I keep going later, I want you to keep in mind this Dixie chart when we start looking at any USD pair, because you're gonna see that lots of USD pair are now at very important levels also, as the Dixie do. Okay, that was it about Dixie. Let's go to gold. Gold did break this structure down here and made another major low, and then start heading up, and we were talking about the 1229 area. That would be an important level, a minor level that got broken. It did also break the neckline down here of this leg, and the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement, and looks very bullish so far, and heading toward the 1260 area, which is also an important level, where we do have the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement from this whole leg, and we do have also some structure. As you see, this level has been acting as resistant in the past, and got broken, retested, continuation here, and we have some structure here too. We have some reaction here and here and here. So it is a very important level, the 1260 area in gold, and we may possibly see a bounce from there, from that level, because as you see, the RSI also is on the extremes, and looks like this leg may need some correction to the downside, and that would be a good level for that. And the best way to try, if you want to short it, of course you want to follow this trend line and see if it's gonna get broken or not, or you have to go down to the 4-hour and the 1 hour and start to look for bearish evidence. As as you saw, the daily was overbought at the extreme. The 4 hour is also at the extreme on the RSI. The 1 hour is also still at the extremes. So before we want to short that, we want to see that the RSI start to heading down, at least on the 4 hour, yeah, and give us some bearish evidence at this level. It would be a very good place to try to short the gold next week. If it goes and break this level, of course, that idea would be invalidated, but at first I'm gonna be looking for a possible shorting from this level. This could be, as you see here, we had this strong sell-off here to the downside, so this could be the correction leg of this whole move, and another leg to the downside, because after all we still have let's not forget that gold did break a new low when it hit this level here. It did break this low, so this structure here is violated now, yeah. Oil did hit that 47.30 level that we've been talking about, and both on last Sunday's weekly overview and the midweek overview that I did last Wednesday, I was talking about this structure here and how important it was. We got a fake out from this structure, as you see here, and then oil rejected very strongly, did a flag here at this structure and kept selling off down. So on the 4 hour we now do have a lower high and another and a lower low, because we did break this structure here now, yeah. And the rejection was very strong. It looks like the bears were really waiting at this level up here, and the sell-off was great on oil. So I will keep looking for possible continuation to the downside on oil, possibly a retest, and if it gives you a shorting opportunity, that would be very good. Otherwise you need to wait for a flag, for a bull flag, bear flag, something like this, and possible shorting opportunity after that. So this rejection looks very strong, and I think that we may see a retest of these lows at least. So let's go to Forex, and we start with Aussie-CAD. And let's go to the daily. As you know, guys, Aussie did a huge sell-off on Friday after the news, and it looks like, as you see here on the daily, the 200 moving average was at the same level at the 61.8 of this AB leg, and we possibly have now the C top, and we will be looking for where this D gonna complete in this move here. A, B, C, and possibly D here somewhere, but at least reach these lows. This candle was huge. We have evening star formation at this level too, and this move to the upside is now broken. I now see this up move as a correction of this leg too, almost the same scenario as we had on gold. And yeah, possible continuation to the downside. This up move is broken, and the first structure that we may have some trouble short term, 4 hour and 1 hour time frame, gonna be possibly at this neckline, down here around the point 98730 area here. If it goes and do another retest as it did here for this structure, that would be a good level to try to short it from, or a flag or any shorting trigger that you use. Just follow your trading strategy, but I think that we may see some more to the downside on this pair. Aussie Chief did complete a very good ABCD move here. As you see, the D leg ended at the 1.618 Fibonacci extension. At that same level, we have also, as you see here, very important resistant level. At this area here, it was a clear structure that the price would react from that level, and we did get a good reaction and rejection, and we did close below the daily 200 moving average. Now it did actually also break this low here on the daily, so there is a possibility that we see some more to the downside, and I'm looking for possibility of retest of the neckline here, or until it reach this trend line to the upside, because after all we still have higher high, higher low, another higher high, and we probably on the making of another higher low. We don't know for sure yet, because the price is actually on a support level. Even though we did break this last low, we still see this area as possible support. But once again, looking at this sell off and the RSI heading down almost below reaching 50 right now, we may see some more down to the downside on this pair. Yeah. And another Aussie pair that had lots of sell off, Aussie-JPY, did also complete a 3 drive move here. As you see, 1, 2, 3, 3 measured legs. The third drive ended at the 1.618 extension of this move here. That 1.618, and also, let me crunch this chart a little bit. As you see, it did also end at a good resistant level. It is an area that been acting as support in the past, then got broken, start acting as resistant, and now we had some sell off from that level. So almost all the Aussie pairs that did this down move reacted from good supply or resistant levels. Yeah. So on Aussie-JPY, we still have some trouble areas on the way down. This could continue to at least reach this area here. We did break a new high now, so there is a possibility that we see this pair reach this level and maybe do another leg to the upside from this structure. So there is a lot of structure on this one to look at, and the first level gonna be up here around the 87.5, where we should look for possible bounce back up. The uptrend is still valid. As you see, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, another higher high. But of course, this one reached a very good supply level, and we may see a deeper correction down, and only time gonna tell us how far it will go. So take a look, keep an eye at this structure here. If this is broken, then we may see a lots of continuation down, because this area here, as you see, gonna be good place to keep heading down on this pair. did I shut the music? Yeah, I did. So Aussie New Zealand, same situation as the rest. I did call out this level last week. Those of you who follows me on Facebook did surely saw that trade, and it did kick me out with this pin bar here, but then I did enter on this move to the downside. I put a limit order before bedtime and woke up for a great move to the downside. And yeah, the main reason I did call out this level as a reversal level is this structure up here. Looking at the price when Aussie New Zealand was trading here, it did leave this level here with a very strong momentum to the downside, and that's why I was very interested to look at this level when price reached that level. So I got stopped out at the first try, but then I entered on this huge daily candle. It was a perfect trade, and it went down very fast. Now this pair is testing also a good structure that may act as support, as you see here. Resistant, here support, another time support, and then got broken, never retested. So now we have the price is almost at that same level again, and we have also the daily 200 moving average at that level. If we take a Fibonacci retracement tool, you see that we have a 50% retracement of this whole move to the upside. So very important level early next week to look at for us to look for how price will react at this level, because it may break this level and keep heading down, and that gonna be a retest of these lows down here. Or if we're gonna see a bounce from this structure here, possibly at this level, and another bounce to the upside. On the 4 hour, the RSI is at the extremes, so we may see at least a bounce back up here, and if it's gonna keep heading down, so it may correct higher and continue to the downside. But the level where the price is testing right now is a very important level, and the move, looking at the daily, these two candles are as strong or a little bit stronger than those two, and the reaction was major, so that what make me still look that for possible momentum continuation to the downside. But let's watch it and let the price action tell us what to do. Aussie USD did also some sell off, but not as much as the other, and that's because the USD have been very weak lately. So even though sorry guys, even though we had some bearish movement on Aussie USD, what I didn't like really about it, that we didn't have a close below this star here, doji star. That would be much better if the close was below the wick of this doji star. But looking at the RSI, we are returning back in at the moment. On the 4 hour, we have a possible double top here. We have a break of the neckline, even if it is with a small margin, but it is a break. It is a close below the neckline, which probably make this double top valid, and broken neckline. Now we had some correction to the upside, and we possibly in something like this now for at least a retest of this structure, or even lower, depend on how dollar will trade next week. And as I said in the beginning, think of the Dixie when we look at the USD pairs, and by looking at the Dixie we saw that we may see a little bit more to the downside before we see the bounce up, which gonna possibly, if we see the bounce up on the Dixie, gonna help all the USD pairs to get a little bit stronger, which gonna make this one move much lower also. Yeah, there was lots of Aussie pairs, and let's go to CAD-JPY now. CAD-JPY, guys, is testing also an important level. Let me go to the weekly so you can see what I'm talking about. As you see here, we are at the extremes of this whole range now. This area has been acting as support in the past, and been acting as resistance many times too, and that's why we see that CAD-JPY had some troubles at this level here. So last week was indecision close, a spinning top, and looking at the daily, you see that we have some divergence, bearish divergence right now on the RSI, and lots of lots of indecision and sideways market, a little bit of a broken trend line, but it's not a strong break that I trust yet. I want to see at least a break of this structure here to start shorten it, because I'm gonna show you on the 4-hour this was a very boring range. If you are a scalper, then you probably did like this ranging box, selling the highs, buying the lows, but here it was very boring moves, and yeah, what I want to see is a break of this level, a 4-hour close below, and possibly a retest and a continuation. That would be a much better scenario to try to short CAD. I wouldn't go long anyway, because as you see, this leg here from here to the top is now at the 200 also over the 200 Fibonacci extension of this AB leg. So look, this leg in comparison to this leg, so this move is overextended, and we probably gonna see some correction at least to the downside on this one before if it's gonna keep heading up, it have to correct a little bit, or a deeper correction to get some buyers if it's gonna break this top one more time. So very interesting level for next week. Euro-Aussie, very good AB equals CD. As you see here, we have this A, B, C, D completion. The D leg completed at this structure here. We have the 1.27 Fibonacci extension also of this leg, and the first day it did print a bullish engulfing candle. I was looking on this one on lower time frame for a possible retest of structure and continuation to the downside for at least a retest, but as you see, the momentum in the bulls here was equal to the momentum in the bears here when this move happened. So they are, go back to the daily, you see this move, this V shape here, the up move and the down move was equal strong, and it looks like we may see a little bit more to the upside on this one. Structure wise, we do have a break of this level, as you see, a strong break of this low. We have a lower low, major lower low here. So textbook, this major trend is now to the downside, and we probably, what we're seeing right now to the upside is a correction of this down leg to the downside. Putting our Fibonacci retracement tool, you see that the 61.8 gonna be at this neckline where we have some structure. Here also we had some reaction in the past at this level here. It was a support level here, another support here. So at first I'm gonna be looking at this area on this pair for next week for a possible correction up to this level, and maybe bounce for at least this level or even more down. Let's go to the 4 hour, and we're possibly gonna see it a little bit more. We do have something similar of a head and shoulder scenario here. This is the neckline. If this gonna get broken next week, we're gonna be looking for sure at this level to see what will happen. You see on the 4 hour we have a lots of structure. We have a structure here, another structure here, so it's gonna be lots of areas where we may see reaction on this one. So keep an eye on this area for possible bounce to the downside. Yeah, the main trend is broken and is bearish. Euro-CAD. Yeah, it was playing a box last week. The trend is still a downtrend. Looking at this channel here, you see that we still have lower lows and lower highs all the way. It did try to break this gap now. It's almost closed, and I was expecting this pair to reach back down here to this level, to this neckline last week, but it did stuck in this trading box, and we had this bullish engulfing on Thursday, but Friday was an indecision day with a star, ended the day with a star. And if we go down to the 4 hour, you see that we have a perfect box play here. So very interesting to see in which way this one gonna leave the box. As for now, you can still selling the highs and try to buy the lows until that box got broken to one side. I would prefer to keep trading the top of the box to the downside, because we are in a down channel, and looking at this bearish candle here, the break was very big and a huge momentum to the downside, but then we did find a perfect and clean support here. As you see, all the days did have almost the same, exact the same low. So if you want to trade it, try to trade it to the downside from the top of the box for a possible continuation in this channel. Otherwise, you want to see a break of this level here and that channel, a retest on lower time frame for a possible retest of this neckline up here. Downtrend, so try to trade it with the trend so far until you see a break of that channel. I hope that was clear enough. Euro sterling. Euro sterling. Finally, we did leave that very long term box a couple of, or maybe 3 weeks. It was trading in this range here. Now structure wise, we do have a new higher high. As you see, we did break this high, and we're getting closer and closer to this supply level here. I'm gonna be watching this pair, what will happen when it reach this level. there may be some possibilities for this black to break, flag to possibly break to the upside and reach this level. As you see, we have this A, B, C, D leg now. This leg ends at the 1.618. It was a very good AB equal CD move, an equal measured move here, and it did end at the 1.618. I thought so last week, so I tried to short this rejection here, and when this candle start trading below this pin bar, did short euro sterling, but it didn't go long. If we go down to the 1 hour, you see that we got rejected again and a couple of stars again, so I did close it with a little loss, not much, but I wanted to see much more momentum, and instead we got rejected and a couple of another hammer and a star. So that's where I was thinking that this one will not go yet. So we ended with a spinning top on Friday, and it is still a bullish structure, so it may keep heading up to a retest of this structure, of this supply zone. When the price hit that zone, then you should be start looking to see for a possible down to the downside. As you see, this level is a very high level looking left. 2013's, I don't know when was the last time. It was summer 2011 when the price was there before and also got rejected. So keep an eye on this one. Structure wise is still a bullish, but you want to see a little bit of correction on lower time frame if you want to try to trade it until it reaches this area up here. Euro New Zealand, it was also in that box for a while. It did break out, and we were thinking that we now have the breakout and continuation for a retest of the top, but the day after we got this dark cloud cover candle formation, and it went back in the box and start trading in that box. You see that every time it went out from the box, it got rejected. Here another time it got rejected, so it wasn't able to break this high one time, two times, and I start looking more and more for a possible break of this flag now, for at least a retest of the lows of the box, and probably a break to the downside, because yeah, we still having lots of pressure from the upside. So it is making this triangle now, and the break of the triangle, it's gonna be wait for a break retest of this triangle. If it's gonna break it to the downside, you maybe have some short-term trade until it reaches this level, and if that level is broken, you have a lots of room to the downside. If it goes and break this triangle to the upside, don't trust it right away, because as you see, it was a lots of fake outs here. So wait for a 4-hour close outside, a retest, or another candle that close. Let's say we got this, wait for another candle to maybe make a higher high than this candle and close outside of this triangle before you trade it. That would be much safer, yeah. Euro-USD, the rocket kept rocketing, and it is trading now in that supply level. We have to go to the weekly to see what's going on with this pair, and The problem when the price reach such an area as this one, guys, as you see here, we did break this structure here in the past. It was the structure where the price was the most structure that been tested. Okay, so of course we will be looking for this structure to act as resistance once again, but last week we saw a break of this structure. Now we had also this pin bar, and as you see here we have this pin bar. When the market reach a level that looks like this one with a structure that close to another higher structure, I usually start to look for that the market objective gonna be to reach the higher level and not this one. So last week I was very suspicious for this level, and I was thinking that we gonna see a break of this level, and we did have a break, and now we are reaching the extremes of this structure here. So for next week I'm gonna watch Euro-USD for a possible rejection at this level to try to short it from the top of the channel here for at least a retest of this structure down here, or the bottom of the channel, or if we got lots of bears, which we possibly gonna see because it is a good level to sell from, we may see a break of the channel and a continuation down. The second scenario is that we see a break of this extreme level here, and that would be a very important level that gonna be broken. Euro wasn't be able to break this level for a very long time, since the start of 2015. Yeah, we do also have at the top of this level, if we take the Fibonacci retracement of this whole leg from this high to this low, you see that the Fibonacci retracement gonna be at 38.2 at that same extreme level. So there is some confluence. The RSI even on the weekly is over the extremes. On the daily been up there for a long time now. We do have some bearish divergence on the RSI, looking at this high, and this high compared to this high. So yeah, it is a very important level to start look for a possible shorting, but don't forget you are not, or we are not the only ones that will looking to short the euro at this level. And when the price reach a level like this, it's gonna be a very crowded area, and there will possibly be some stop loss hunt at that level if it gonna goes down. So be careful. It's a very strong trend to the upside. Look for, don't try to pick tops. Look for trend reversal signals. Look for, on at least 4 hour, some lower lows and lower highs before you start fully shorting the euro. If, and one more time, if it's gonna go down, because the trend has been bullish for a long time. Yeah, so it may keep going. We don't know. So all we have to do is watch this area, look for price action, and follow your trading rules. Euro-JPY. Yeah, by the way, guys, Euro-USD, as we said, you see that we are at the extremes, and I told you to keep in mind the Dixie, and I will show you the Dixie. We are also heading to the extremes. So yeah, there is a possibility that we see a little bit more continuation on the Dixie down, Euro-USD a little more up, before we see reaction. Both are heading to the extremes. Yeah. So Euro-JPY. It has been a little bit of weird scenario here last week. I was waiting on the 4 hour and see which on which side this box gonna got broken. We had the break to the upside. I didn't have a trade on that, and then it got rejected back in the box. So it's still a little bit of yeah, not sure. We didn't break a new high, we didn't break this high, but we do have a higher high short term, higher than this one. And then we got this evening star formation and back in this box. Looking at this rejection here and break and retest of the top of the box, if we go down to the 1 hour, you're gonna see it more clear. You see this sell off, retest, rejection again. What I'm for the start of next week, I will be looking for a break, possible break of this flag would be a good sell. If it's gonna go and give the flag a little bit room. So yeah, if it's gonna go and break the flag, we're gonna see at least a retest of this candle down here or the bottom of the box. So on lower time frame, this looks to me like a good strong down momentum correction, retest of broken structure, retest of the top of the box, and a possible break of the flag for a more to the downside. Early next week you should be looking at this one and see if it's gonna give you that trade. And yeah, your if that flag got broken, your your take profit would be at least part of your profit should be taken at the bottom of this box, because as you see, it's been acting as good support. And if that got broken, then we gonna see a retest of this level down here for us. It is because it is a clean area here, and the first trouble area would be at the 125.50. yeah. Sterling Aussie. Hi Christina, welcome. Sterling Aussie. I was waiting for after this break here, I was waiting last week for a retest of the structure to try to short this pair from this level. We didn't get that. I am actually expecting Sterling Aussie for a continuation to complete, for a possible completion of this ABCD move. So for next week, the structure is a bearish structure, and I would be looking for, if it's gonna come and retest the structure, for a possibility to short it from this level for a possible continuation of this CD leg down here, where it is a very important structure here. As you see, that gonna be for sure an area for the market to react at. Yeah, so if we got this retest, we have also broken the daily 200 moving average, as you see here. So we possibly gonna see a retest here and a continuation down. That would be great trading opportunity if that happens. I think we're gonna have a very interesting week next week, guys. Sterling Chief. Bearish. Yeah, this pair is reaching now also a very important area, and we have to go weekly to see where we are. You see that this now is testing a very important area. If that got broken, we may see a test of these extreme lows. Yeah, and let's go back to the daily. You see that we have this leg to the downside. We had the correction of that, so we're looking at this impulse AB down here. This particular move here was the correction of this impulse move. It ended at the 50% We did also have this structure here that been acting as resistant in the past. It did the job very well, got rejected, broke the 200 daily moving average, and kept heading down with a very strong momentum. So next week we have to look at this area here. You see that the price did rejected many times in the past at this structure here. So look at this level. If this got broken, then your extreme low gonna be at this structure down here. But I think this neckline area here, this structure, is a very important area. So look at first to see if there is a possible bounce. If it breaks, you almost can be sure that we're gonna test these lows down here. Yeah, we are soon reaching the extreme lows on this pair. The beast, JPY, sterling JPY. We are on the daily, guys. Looking at the daily structure, you see that it been crawling up on this trend line for a long time now, and every time it reaches this structure here, it got rejected. One more time rejection. This this last try couldn't break these highs, got rejected, gave us a double top. At that same time, it gave us bearish divergence on the RSI. After this candle here, we got this evening star formation, and it kept trading down. Last Friday, we did also break the neckline of this double top, and the price is now below the neckline and at the 38.2 Fibonacci retracement. It did close exactly at that level. It is a retracement of this leg. Yeah, so for next week, I will be very interesting to look for possible short on this one. The first one would be if we're gonna see a retest of this structure up here, rejection at this level for a possible bounce back down. The second scenario would be a possible 2618 trade. Depends on when this pair, if it's gonna bounce back up and start correcting higher. But let's say that the market open at this level and start correcting higher. Yeah, just for example, if it don't give us a reaction here and it breaks, I would be looking at this area here to try to short it and take a possible 2618 trade, playing this top here and a retest of the 261 of the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement, and try to take 2618 for a possible continuation to the downside. So two scenarios. Down channel is clear here. You see sell off, flags, continuation, flag, impulse again, and at first we're gonna be looking how it's gonna react at this structure here, this neckline. This would be the first area to look at, and if it breaks higher, I would be looking for the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. Depends on when this legs and try to short it from higher. Short-term trade, if it breaks this channel, you can possibly take some trades, but be careful when it reaches this level up here near the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement. Yeah, but now this up move is clearly broken. We are trending down, and we want to try to take all the shorting possibilities on that. Sterling New Zealand. Had also a very long-term box play. Let's go to the daily first. As you see, it did react at this major structure here. It has been acting as very good flip zone when it was support, then resistance, then support again, and now we had some support again. And last week we had this sell-off. It did break the box and start heading down. I see a possible continuation here, but at first we want to see a break of this structure before we can be very sure that it's gonna test even lower. Yeah, so where price is testing right now is a very important area. If you are holding a shorting position, start to watch this level and see how price action would be. If you're not holding a shorting position and you want to short it, you want to see a break of this level on 4 hour, a close below this level, and continuation. That would be your entry, because there is a possibility that we may see from this support level another bounce for a retest of the neckline. If that happened, that would be also a good place to try to short it and see if it's gonna break for this time. But overall short, but we need to see to be more confident that it's gonna hit more down. We want to see it break this area of support. Yeah, it's very clear area. You can see it very easily. I think it's a level that everyone can see. Cable. So what this one has been doing last week? The USD been weak, very weak. Even sterling been weak last week, but we still see that this one is still trading actually above the daily 200 moving average. Structure wise, we did break new high. As you see here, this high is higher than both those highs, and we have another higher low. And on Friday we had this spinning top. It didn't give us a confirmation. It would be much better if we had a higher close. That would be much easier for me to come here today and say to you that, yeah, let's try to retest of at least these highs up here. Yeah, so if you want to trade this one with the trend, this trend is now to keep going upside. We did break a new high. We still have this trend line that we can follow. You can also discussing that we had probably a fake out here, as it did rejected back, and another inverted hammer to the downside. So I would not be shorting this one yet until I see a break of this, at least this trend line here, retest, and then the first structure would be this neckline down here, that we probably gonna see some trouble. And if that got broken, then we may see a retest of this structure here and the daily 200 moving average. But as for now, and with only those evidence we have right now, this may give you another bounce to the upside. As I told you before, Dixie had some more to the downside, so there is a possibility that early next week we may see a retest of these highs up here. Looking on the 4 hour, you see that what you want to, if you want to trade this one to the upside, you want to see a break, a clear break of this flag, not like this one, a break and rejection. You want to wait for a 4 hour close. Let's put it on the extreme so you are more sure. You want to see a 4 hour close above this flag, possible retest on lower, even lower time frame, 1 hour 15 minute, and possible retest of the tops. Yeah, that would be the way to trade this one, following the trend. Okay. New Zealand CAD. It had also box play down here at this very important structure. Looking at this here, you see that we have very strong support here in the past, and it looks like it did react very well from this level. Last week, Thursday, we had this bullish engulfing candle, and Friday we had a break of the neckline and the break of the box and the close above, even though we had some rejection to the downside. It would be much better, let me show you, it would be much better if we had a higher close. A close near the highs would be much safer, but we do actually have a break of this neckline and this box. We can also say that this move to the downside, the neckline is broken, the trend line is also broken. We had a retest and another close outside of the box. We have this rounded bottom down here, so I would start to look for a possible continuation to the upside on this one at first next week, because it is a very good support level, and that can be the start of a retest of this neckline up here, at least this structure here. That would be a good area. Taking a Fibonacci retracement tool to measure this possible correction to the upside, you see you have the 61.8 at this structure too, at the same level as this neckline. And looking left, you see that this area, it has been also a resistant area in the past. We did have a lots of rejection at this level up here, yeah. So in that level, if this keep going higher, you should start to look for taking some profit or take off all the profit at this level here. So another day close above the box next week would be a good signal that this can keep going higher for at least a correction of this major sell off here. New Zealand JPY. Also, it did reach supply level. Look how price left this area in the past, and now it is struggling up here with some bearish divergence on the RSI too, on the daily. It is an important level. Let's go to the weekly, and you're gonna see it much clearer, because this structure here, as you see, even if we go even more back, you see resistance, support, 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 resistant, resistant. There is a little gap up here that can be market objective to reach that level. There is a possibility that we may see a breakout to reach this level also, but as for now, we see that we have the bulls having a lot of problem to break this structure here. No break yet, and it is also it have some, looking at these tops, there is also some room to reach this level too. So for this one, to be more sure, you want to see a break of this box here. If you want to short this one, you probably want to see a break of this box, and it is not a clean box because we have this pin bar. They may act also as support. So if you go down to the 4-hour, you see that it have a good box play here, and that what you can also do try to sell the highs, buy the lows until one of two scenarios happen. If it's gonna break to the downside, then your next level gonna be this structure here that gonna act as support. Or if you have a break to the upside, then you have this extreme top up here, and you have this weekly level at the 84.50 area too. But looking at the RSI, we have a clear divergence to the downside, which make me still start looking for possible reversal. We have a triple top scenario, so I am more for the downside on this one, but I want to see a break of this box first to be more sure. New Zealand USD, the account killer, still rocketing to the upside, and it do have the same problem as we talked about in the euro. When you have a structure here, another structure not so far higher, and another third structure that is not so far from this one, that's what's happened. You see, we have some reaction here, correction to the downside, break, and it kept heading up. So now we are reaching this extreme high here, and it is a very, very strong move to the upside. We cannot deny that. Last time price was here, it was off for a year now, September 2016, when I did publish this idea that we are testing an extreme high, and as you see, we traded very well from that level to the downside, and now we are, let's see, we are getting back up now, and we did break those, and we are retesting this structure up here. Yeah, so of course, reaching a level like this and with a very extended move like this one make you start looking for a possible reversal, but let's not forget that this one has been trading to the upside, and is still no evidence that there is a major reversal on this one. We had something here, but we never broke this level. This level is a very important level now, because it did hold very, very well. So you want to keep following this by a channel and see if you want to short it, you want to see a break of this channel. This daily moves here, it's gonna be hard to follow by a channel, because you see it's a very strong move. But of course, if you want to try to find a shorting opportunity, you should be looking what will happen when the price reaches the extremes here. What I think, if that happen, you're gonna have your take profit somewhere at this structure here at first, because now we have a lots of structure to worry about on the downside. Okay, so structure wise we're still very bullish, but we are reaching a level where it did leave with a good momentum. It did that here too, but it didn't happen this time. And once again, thinking about the Dixie and where the Dixie is, there is a possibility that early next week we see this continuation to the upside, and then possibly we may start see some reversal from this level here. Yeah, because once again, almost all USD pairs are at a very important level. The same goes for USD-CAD, is also at a very important level. And those of you who've been following my weekly overview know that we were talking about more bearishness until we reach this structure. We are looking at the weekly now. What we want to happen is a little bounce, or this is a weekly, a good bounce at this level. It is a good level. As you see, this whole leg to the downside did stop here in the past. We have a lots of structure here at this level, so we have also this trend line coming from the downside now, that may help. And let's go down to the daily. We are now in the demand level. So for next week, we may see early in the week a continuation here to the downside, and I will start looking for a possible long a bounce to the upside. I am expecting, if this start go up, to see at least a retest of this structure here, if that happen. Right now you see this momentum looking very, very strong to the downside, but we want to see a little bit higher to try to trade it down. Is it possible that it's break this one? Yes, it is, because looking at this, it wasn't impossible in the past. We had a very but this one, looking at the wicks, when the price was here, we had some correction to the upside, so you could enter a short. Looking at this one, those candles are so strong, all of them almost close at the lows, no wicks, no nothing, so they're not leaving any room to anyone to enter if you don't trade those flag that we did trade actually last week on the smaller time frame, 1 hour. You could trade those flag or this flag or all those flag. You could be trading those on the 4 hour. Yeah, so what I'm also expecting long term on this one is that it gonna break this level in some point. I think I want to see first correction higher and possibly a break of this level, because this correction ended now and we are in this second impulse. We have this impulse correction, and I'm expecting another impulse possible that we somehow gonna break this level and reach those extension levels, possibly the 1.27 or even here, and that would complete an A, B, C, D move down here at this area. Yeah, there is very, very possible. But once again, for next week, I am switching my thinking for possible long from this level here, as also as the Dixie also reached important level. USD-JPY, we had a break of this level. I was expecting USD-JPY to have probably some trouble at this area here, but all we had was this indecision day here. We had some rejection, so when price reached that level, I was thinking that we may now gonna see a break of this channel. It did came up here, did a test, and then start trading down, and now we did break that level. We keep making lower lows and lower highs, and it looks like we gonna do a retest of this structure down here for next week. And we have also the daily 200 moving average coming from below. So looking at this area here, you see that the daily 200 was respected in the past. One more time here, another time here. Gonna be interesting to see how it will react when it reach this area once again, and if the dollar gonna have that bounce from those important levels next week, we probably can see something like this, a retest at least of this structure or even higher. We don't know yet. I am very interesting to see how the dollar gonna act at that level when the Dixie reach the extremes. The Fibonacci retracement on this move, we have now we are reaching the 61.8 and reaching between 61.8 and 0.79, and we have this structure. So short keep shorting until you reach this level and start to look for price action at this area here. There is a possibility that we reach this level and maybe do another retest of the top of the channel, yeah. But as for now, it is short until we reach this level, and we're gonna see if it's gonna break it. That would be another retest of the 109 area down here. It's gonna be tested if we break the 110.500, yeah. But you see this channel right now is clear to the downside, so keep shorting until we reach the 110. And that, yeah, I thought that was last pair, but I did promise someone that follow me on Facebook to look at USD ZAR. I never traded that pair and never looked at that chart until today, so I did some markup on this one. And yeah, if we go to the weekly, we see that we are soon reaching a very important structure down here. We also, even on the weekly 200 moving average is reaching this level. If we go down to the daily, you see that we are still trading below the 200 daily moving average, and it's been acting as very good dynamic resistant in the past. And we did break this up channel. It couldn't make a higher high than these highs, so we are making major lower highs now. And this looks like we have some kind of flag here, and if you see a break of this level, we're gonna for sure retest this structure down here. Now if that happen and it tests this structure down here, there where you should take your profit, cause once again, if the Dixie reach that level and start bouncing up this week, all those pairs gonna also bounce from those very, very important levels. And this one looks like a very good and important level to watch, because if that got broken, then there is much of room to the downside, but I have very, very hard time to see that it's gonna break that level that easy. So that was it, guys. Thank you very, very much. Do any one of you have any questions? As usual, we put some 5 minutes or so for questions, or if you have any pairs, let me know, write it in the chat. Meanwhile, if you didn't click the like button yet, please do that. If you do like those sessions, if you want me to keep doing them, show your support and hit that like button, please, or leave a comment in the comment section below. That would also be very, very good. Yeah, Ibrahim, thank you, Ibrahim, thank you for being here, very appreciated. Oh, I have to take some water, guys. Thank you to KHT. Okay, guys, I don't see any questions or any pair requests, so I think we call it a day, and have a great trading week. Don't forget to follow me on social medias. You see all those in the bottom of the channel: Twitter, Facebook, and also on TradingView. I do publish some ideas. So yeah, see you next week, and if I have time, I would possibly make a midweek analysis on Wednesday. Thank you very much, and bye bye.